This is the cover of my book. It's pretty cool. That is the muted post horn, and the summary is Missopedia Mass gets a letter in the mail saying that her ex-boyfriend Pierce Inverity, or however you say his last name, has died, and she has to get everything out of the house and like get it paid for and get the will and just yeah. And she, in other words, is the executor of the estate. And she goes to San Narcisco, and gets help from Metzer, a lawyer, who she has an affair with while drunk, like many of these affairs, like Sandra Bullock having an affair, or not Sandra Bullock, but her husband, and then Tiger Woods having an affair with many women, then Justin Bieber with a 20-year-old, and then Arnold Schwarzenegger. And then so she has an affair, but her husband doesn't know. But anyway, she goes through Pierce's stuff. She finds a stamp collection, and then one night at the bar, Metzer and her go find info from another dude, and Oedipa goes into the bathroom, and on the stall she sees like a muted post horn, but it like describes how it's drawn, and then it says that it has the initials WASTE, the acronym, which stands for something, and then it also has Kirby under it, which later means nothing because it's a code name for someone. But then she links all these things to the courier strategy, then goes on, and then she sees that all these muted post horns are all around her, and she kind of goes crazy, and then she researches some books, or some of the plays that have terrestrial in them, because they go to a play and they find out that some plays have the terrestrial lines and some don't, and then she tries to find out the mystery why it is and why it isn't in some of them. And then she gets help from people along the way and finds out that Driblet, the director of the play, has died, so she'll never know really truly why. But then Genesis Cohen finds out that the stamps are being sold at an auction, the stamps of Pierce. His stamps have the muted post horn, so that's included in it. Then they go to an auction. Genesis hears that a secret bidder is at the auction, and the crier has to call out the numbers, and she hears a crying of lot 49, which the story ends as a mystery. I could relate to this book because I've been to an auction once or twice, and then I've been to a Washington D.C. trip on spring break one year, and we saw a sign that was on the wall, and that meant something to deal with the war, so it kind of relates to the muted post horn. And then the recommendation, I would not recommend this because it's hectic, goes all over the place, and it's confusing, and then it has a bad ending, and yeah, it just leaves you thinking, and I just didn't like that. Then the level of the readers, I would say 10th grade and up, just because it's confusing. I don't think anyone in our grade would understand it. And then themes: know your spouse before you marry them, because Oedipa didn't know her husband and he did drugs. And then don't have affairs, because Oedipa had an affair with Metzer, and that's just not a good thing, even though she didn't get caught. And then don't give up, because Oedipa was going insane and crazy for a while, but thought this whole thing was a joke, but she figured it out and stuck to it and figured everything out. And then the setting takes place in the late 1950s to the early 60s in Kinneret and San Narcisco, California. So that's my book.